that we have to publish. It should method, one used by all the journal. Additional requirement in A, B, and C to the D. Yeah, the effect or the influence of A, B, C toward the D. Yeah, when reading those, some readers don't need to read the whole article because they already know the impact, the influence, or uh, uh, the effective the effective things about those titles. So they need to read the whole article because already know about the result of the study. So try to hide the variable from our research title. It is will become sexy and interest the reader to read our article. And try to give some novelty in our research, our title. If we have in our result, we have the new things or new models, so we have to put our novelty or new innovation in our research article, and also scope relevant to research problem. Yeah. Here I give some less innovative articles, Student Mathematics Literacy Analysis in the Thematic Learning Curriculum 2013. Yeah, when read this title, yeah, we can imagine, we can guess what happened next, what is the result of the study. So try to make a good things like we change the title by using, for instance, here mathematical literacy model in thematic learning based on 2013 curriculum. So try to make the title good like a flower, so the reader will interest in our title, then they try to read the article, the whole article we write. Here about the abstract and keyword. Keyword consists and factual. Keyword abstract consists and factual consists of 120 to 2,215 words. In our abstract, consists of research objective. It is the most important thing. Must be include research objective. Stated briefly, when we have many objective, for instance, general objective and specific objective, we have to state it briefly. And the main result, don't write the whole of our findings, but try to write the main result, main finding, and contribution, and then avoiding quotes in abstract and avoiding using abbreviation in our abstract. Here I give some. I give one of the abstract here. Mostly abstract will start from the objective of the study. Yeah, here the article describe or the research describe the teaching strategies and so forth. Yeah, it's general things. General abstract will start from this description of the objective of their study, but the good abstract will start from a little bit about the background of the study and then enter to the objective of the study, and after that try to explain about the objective and the method used in this research study, then the result, general result, and then give some contribution of our study in this abstract. So try to make the reader will ask themselves when read our abstract, they will need to follow or to read the whole of our article. And keyword must consist of 5 to 6 words. So try to make the specific word to become our keywords to make it easy to find in search engine when we try to find our research article or our research in search engine. Yeah. Then introduction. Introduction here. Introduction, of course, state of our objective, background of the study, why, and research urgency, the urgency of our study, our research, and avoiding details of data or result of previous research. Yeah, it means that in objective, yeah, we explore our procedure in additional to general purpose. It is necessary to explain the specific purpose, if any, and our background of study. Try to start by make question using why to find out the gap between expectation and reality, actual data, untouched side by previous study, previous researcher, and in research urgency, adaptive to research problem, and avoiding repeating survey result or previous research, but summarizing them, reviewing them, not put the whole of their conclusion, but try to summarize and reviewing them by our own language. Here I give some. When we write an introduction, such by using deficiencies or phenomenal model, we try to use question why from our title. For instance, here my title is Blended Learning at Mewar International University. Yeah, this is my title of research. Here from the this title, we try to find the keyword of our research. Here we can blended learning. Yeah, the 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 one of the keyword of this title is blended learning. So we start from questioning why blended learning. Yeah, for try to find out many answers to this question, why blended learning. Try to find out from what happened recently, and then try to find out the reason from some previous related finding or some preliminary study or face observation or preliminary interview. And then the last things we state the urgency of the study. Here, for instance, from asking why blended learning, I found the answer is because recently the whole world is facing the COVID-19 pandemic, and and so forth. The second answer is because some previous related study indicated blah 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 and so forth. And then the third answer is because based on the first observation in that university, blah blah blah. Yeah, this is we have to find the question. This is the answer of the question why blended learning. So after after getting the answer of the question why, we deleting the word of because, just deleting the word because from this answer, and automatically the answer will become a paragraph of our introduction. So our introduction start with recently the whole world is facing the COVID blah blah, and because some previous related study indicated blah blah based on the preliminary study of, yeah. And then the last thing we state our urgency of the study, why we should conduct this study, why should we research this problem. If we don't study about this case, if we don't try to solve this problem, what will happen from these cases? So we state why our reason and our urgency to conduct this research. Yeah, this is the sample, the example of uh, writing an introduction in our research article, research proposal also like this, so we can adapt and adopt this kind of introduction of our research article. So, in writing the literature review, for instance, in our thesis and our dissertation in chapter 2, so we have to find out some research journal or books that like Mendeley or some journal, open access journal, and then try to state of the art. Yeah, state of the art means that we have to write about the similarity and differences with review our study and previous research study, and explain the things that have not been touched or discussed by of the art, we will find in the end of our study what called by our novelties, research novelty. And then systemic and measurable, this section should expand on the theory or result of previous research, not repeat them. The background of the article discussed in the introduction and lay the grounding of the further work. Because sometimes what we already written in the introduction, we just copy and paste them in our reviews, our literature review. So try to review them because this is the literature review. We try to review and summarizing, then write them by using our own word. Do not copy and paste of the previous study. Yeah, about method or sometimes in journals that need code by material. So we have to discuss about to write down about our research design, object and subject of the research, procedure of data collecting, and technique of data analysis. So we write in detail, made in full, clear research procedure from the beginning of the process to the end of our research, and then describing in detail the steps that are sufficient to allow the research to be reproduced or to be replicated by other or further researchers. And published method must be indicated by reference only. Relevant modifications should be described. Yeah. So relevant modification should be they should be described. It. Do not explain what the expert already explained, or do not copy and paste what the expert statement. Yeah. So in our thesis or dissertation, we have to briefly written those research method, but in the research article, we only summarize them and explain or write them briefly. But the whole of this aspect should be included in our research method or material. Result and discussion. So the research result must be concise and clear. The discussion should explore the importance of research result, not repeat them. Result and discussion section can also be combined into one sub, affording extensive citation and discussion of published literature. So tips for entering result and discussion: write a result clearly, present them clearly. If we conduct a testing, present the testing result. Testing is empirical, so the comparison, so the distinguish between the data, and so says in the proposed method is better. It means that what the difference between our and the previous study, what is the difference between those both studies. Yeah, sometimes the researcher only present the result and discussion by copy and paste the theories that already in the literature review or they took from another references. It doesn't mean that discussion should be copy and paste the previous study, but we have to present our result data gained from interview, for instance, and then what we gain from our observation, and then uh, uh, explain what is in our data. And in discussion, we just present the core of our finding, and then try to elaborate it, our result finding with previous related finding or previous theories in that field, and then try to summarize them by our own as our conclusion. And our conclusion do not repeat it. This conclusion is in discussion in the part of our conclusion of the article, or in chapter 5 or chapter 6 of our thesis of or dissertation. Yeah. So, in conclusion, yeah, the main conclusion of the study can be presented in a brief conclusion section, which can stand alone or form a subsection of the discussion of result and discussion section. The form of a conclusion is in essay form and not in numerical form. Even in our research problem or our research question, we try to find out the numerical result of our study, or we try to proving our hypothesis, but in conclusion do not repeat what our hypothesis in the conclusion section, but try to write the core of our finding, not in numerical, or we can write our conclusion narratively. Do not put the numeric. For instance, some of conclusion of our friends in writing, they put they they write down in their conclusion that this A is effective uh, with a result testing 19.6. So do not write again, do not repeat the numerical here, but you can state our conclusion narratively. For instance, we just write this A and B, this A is effective to be because of blah blah blah. Yeah, without mentioning, without writing the numeric in our conclusion. And then the content conclusion should contain the implication of research finding and or suggestion that refer to practical action or theoretical development and further research. So, for instance, this research finding will give contribution to the as references or theories for the practical practitioner in this field of study, such theoretically or methodologically for the and also for the further researchers who will conduct the same research or the different variable of this field of study. Yeah, so it should be included in our conclusion. And then next about acknowledgement. Acknowledgement. When we research with a fund. We get the fund. We get we have been donated by government or the other institutions. So we have to write down the people or the names of people who have helped the research process in giving a fund or donate, helping in writing or make some proofreader to improve our language in our research proposal or research article. So because some of the researchers will write down the name of the headmaster, the name of the head of village or the man of head of department, while those people don't give any contribution to this that research, so do not put their name. Even we conduct or even we research in their office, for instance, we don't need to put down their name in the acknowledgement section unless if they give us some donation or some fund to conduct this research, or helping us in writing or analyzing the data or helping us in make proofreader to improve our language in our research proposal or article. So those names should be included in this acknowledgement. Yeah, here I'll give you some free article writing lesson from Scopus. You can go, you can googling researchacademy.elsevier.com. So you can watch step by step in writing article, in research preparing research proposal, writing for research application process, navigating peer review, and communicating your research till the publication of your research. This video is free, and uh, every video when you already watch, follow and join the video and try to answer the question provided by Elsevier here. So after answering the question, the Elsevier will provide it a free certificate for every piece of your watching article of your joining this video. So you can go or visit or googling the Research Academy. Yeah, of course, in searching appropriate to our research study, we have to search and submit our article. The better thing, yeah, of course, we have to find the source in scopus.com, find the source of the article, just write down the field of our study, for instance English teaching, or for instance education. It will appear in source of scopus.com. And or we can use also Simago GR, sign Simago GR, Simago journal ranking. Here we can use it. Just visit simagogr.com here to see the quartile of the journal, and when we try to find the in the past called by Thomson Reuters, but today is a web of known by Web of Science. So we can write, or we can visit mglclarifair.com that's home, and write the name of the journal or the field of study, journal field of study, journal content here to find the appropriate journal for our research publication, research article publication. So here I will give you some tips in writing your research or your proposal. Yeah, drafting article according to the important points. Try to find the important things, important point. Such, for instance, when we write, as I explained before in writing our introduction, try to find the keyword, the important keyword in our tackle, and then uh, drafting them, and then try to find the answer or try to find the source, another source related to the point. And obey the principle must be in accordance with the guideline and systematic of writing, or read articles that have been published. For instance, when we would like to publish our article, for instance, in Helion Journal, so we can access one of the article already published to see the content of the article, or the appropriate article that could be accepted by Helion Journal, for instance. Then choose up-to-date and innovative topic according to the research field you are engaged in. So try to make innovative and up-to-date in our research topic. Do not conduct research in the all one topic, but try to an up-to-date topics. Yeah, it doesn't mean that in COVID-19 situation, all the researchers will research about COVID-19. Not that means, but it means that try to make some innovative things in our field of study. For instance, in teaching English teaching, for instance, or languages teaching, we try to use innovative things or to see the new strategy or new method that could be applied in our research. And then try to have novelty and innovation. Yeah, from the up-to-date and innovative topics, of course, when we explain clearly about state of the art, the similarities and also differences between our study and all the previous related findings. So when we have find the differences, so those differences will become in the end our study as a novelty and innovation of our study. So do not try to replicate another the previous study, because you will get the same result when you conduct a quantitative. But if you want to try and to get some novelty and innovation, try to use qualitative or try to use a mix between qualitative and quantitative, or you can employ uh, uh, mixed method or multi method. And then self-evaluation either with the writing team or proofreader. So when we already written our proposal or our article, try to evaluate them by ourselves. Today or recently, there are many applications provided by provider to make easy for us to check our written result. For instance, we can use Grammarly, we can use Quillbot to replace our written text or our sentences, and many others application already provided by some provider to make us easy to writing. And also, if we have friends or we have college, some college that good in language in English, so we can ask their help to proofread our article written, and then submit our article to indexed journal. So we have to find it easy in scopus.com, because Scopus index Scopus or Web of Science today is categorized as good indexed journal. So we can try it to find the journal from the Web of Science or from the scopus.com. And the last things is never get boredom of feeling stupid for sharing. So never feel satisfaction and never feel that we are smart than other people, than other researcher, but try to feel stupid, and then we will share with another expert, another friend, to see our result of writing. Yeah. So never feel stupid for sharing. Yeah, I think that's all my presentation about preparing the uh, preparing publishable research article in reputable journal. So if you have any question, any suggestion, we will discuss it in other section. And then I go back to the chairperson or moderator. Thank you, moderator. Back to moderator. Thank you.
So thank you so much, sir, for your beautiful presentation. And now the group is open for discussion. Those who want to ask you can ask your doubts. Not more than 5 minutes. Still, since we're running out of time, and the discussion time is only for the 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, thank you so much. Now, without taking much time, let me hand over the session to Dr. Shivavami uh, to give vote of thanks. Ma'am, kindly unmute yourself, ma'am. Kindly unmute yourself. You are muted.
Okay. Sorry. Okay.
Yes,
Am
thank
I
you, ma'am.
audible? Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am, you're completely audible.
Okay. Gratitude is not only the greatest virtue, but the parent of all the others, said Cicero. It's my privilege to propose vote of thanks on this greatest occasion. I would like to thank our chief guest, Saidina Zulfikar bin Tahir, who honored this webinar with his valuable publication.